Hey, Jeff here with Realwired. Welcome to another indispensable appraisers. Today we're talking about gratitude. And you probably hear that word a lot, or maybe you don't hear it at all. But gratitude is the key to happiness, I believe. And it really is to focus on the opportunity and the abundance and not the negativity and limitations. So, what does gratitude mean for an appraiser? Well, if you're a bank or fee appraiser, it could be, and that's part of the podcast, is to elevate our kind of mindset of how we view our valuation art. And I think if we come in to the office or if you work at home and you do the same old, it can be kind of diminishing the happiness that you feel when you do your work. Maybe some of the mojo is gone because it just feels like you're just plowing away. So gratitude is a simple exercise, but yet it's hard, is to remember all the stuff that you have that you, if you stopped and be in the moment, you can take thankfulness of having whatever you do have, right? So if we find ourselves constantly focusing on the negative, I think we lose the opportunity view of what's can be, right? It's easy to focus on the negative. To me, I have no patience for anybody that's chronically negative because it doesn't do anything. In order to have momentum, you need to have optimism. And our industry needs a shot of that, it needs a shot of adrenaline to change that mindset from this is the way we've always done it to here's the future. If you're stuck in the past, that is your benchmark. You just keep looking, well, in the past, it used to be this way. And if that's called depression, typically, it can lead to that. If I'm only focused on the future and I'm worried about the future, like right now, I'm worried about the appraisal workflow in banks is very slow. Chief appraisers, reviewers, some job managers, some people are losing their jobs, and that's not a good thing, right? So people are worried about job security, whether on the bank or the fee side. But do you take your time to focus on the negative? It's like watching the news every day, right? It doesn't do you any good. Yes, you need to be informed, but if you watch a typical news story, the first, I'll say 5% is actually what happened. And then the next 95% of that story is really just talking about, I think, and maybe, and a lot of fear mongering and what ifs. And what ifs don't really help you, right? The goal of gratitude is to focus on the opportunity and an abundance mindset rather than negativity and limitations. So it's easy to have gratitude. I can look around and see all the stuff that I have. You could have your health, and even if you didn't have your health or you're struggling with issues, you can have some gratitude that you're in a first world country where you have access to medical care, to doctors, to information to give you a pathway of healing. You can also be aware of just what we have in a first world country. You know, a couple of years ago, I went to India. I was in the south of India in a beautiful area called Kerala, and I was amazed at the level of poverty right next to wealth. So we drove by a family of five living outside, warming themselves with a garbage can with fire, and right next to it was a Maserati dealership. Kind of blew my mind as wow, that's extremes that we can live in, right? So the gratitude actually helps physically your mood, it helps your sleep, your immunity, produces dopamine, serotonin. It really is, it's a magical health wonder to wake up and think of what can you be grateful for. So I recommend starting a journal and just writing down some thoughts. You could do it in the morning for a couple minutes, or when you get to the office, just a few minutes. What am I, what's my gratitude? What am I thankful for? So for me, it might be my staff, right? My people are just amazing, world class client success folks. Sales folks are very, very good. On the development side, the developers, DevOps, product managers, Q&A, testing, just SEO, all that tech folks are just amazing to work with. Some support staff, just amazing on the marketing side, on the other organizations that we belong to. So gratitude is help you see what's good around you. And just have that thought when you wake up in the morning. Just think of the word gratitude. If you don't even want to journal, just think of it. And every morning when you wake up, go visualize the word gratitude, just the word, and just look at it. And then look around you. Look at where you live, right? Look at maybe who you're with. Look at where your job is. Look at where the town you live in. Look at where the house you live in. Look at the food on the shelves. Whatever it is, if you want to compare, you don't have to necessarily go extreme and go, I don't live in North Korea, but whatever works for you to say you have so much and to switch your attitude to a gratitude mindset, which ultimately helps our valuation industry move forward, to do things differently, to really look at an optimistic view of how we can make things better instead of focusing on the way it used to be or the negative part of it's getting worse and worse, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't do any good. So I hope today finds you well. Have an awesome day. Thanks. Bye.